We've got a little something for everyone to pick up and play this week with a fresh batch of new releases to unwrap.
And we just had the latest PlayStation State of Play, a bunch of brand new game trailers, and some really cool game announcements. We're going to get into all this and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single week, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is Erock the Red, as always, joined by this man, Mr. Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you today?
Hey, not much, just nursing that after Valentine's Day hangover. Like so many people out there right now.
So much smooching. You did so much smooching yesterday, huh?
So much my jaws just
Yeah. You had an enjoyable weekend. You did, romantic things. Do you have time to play video games amongst all that smooching?
Well,
that's the important thing.
This entire past week, the only game I believe I've touched is Mega Bonk. Just getting those trophies.
You're crushing it, dude. You're crushing it.
I'm trying to. Yeah. Some of these things are hard. Some of them, like the last one I was trying, you have to like not pick up anything the entire run. You can level up and you can get like power ups that way and a few weapons, but you have to beat the stage boss without picking anything up. And I've tried it like 10 times. No chests. No. I don't know if you can use like the magnet shrine thingy, but I don't think you're able to use the other shrines. Nothing. Like, even the things that will make you attack faster or run faster, I don't think you can use those, or the nukes. Yeah. So, it's tough. I've gotten close, but, yeah, it's like you'd have to have a really specific set of things to pick up, make sure you can get some health regenerating. It's been my biggest problem, is I just take a few too many hits at the end there.
Yeah. Do you use, who's the, Athena or something? Is that her?
Yeah, so she's got the Aegis, shields around her. I don't think I've tried it as her yet, but that would be a good idea because those shields will regenerate.
Yeah, anytime I need to do something like that, a challenge like that, where it's time or do something with just picking her, because as long as you focus on just keep upping the Aegis and then upping the her health regeneration or something like that, it's like I'm literally just stand there. It's one of those where you can just stand there and just let it go for a while, and it just keeps going. So, yeah, every time we talk about it, it makes me want to go play some more. It really is a very addicting game. Right now I'm just like, I want to play some more.
Oh, yeah. We went out to the town the other day for our Valentine's Day stuff. And one of the things and I don't know how romantic it is, but we ended up at the flea market. They have little vintage gaming booths. So, a while back, I bought this just tub of junk for like $10, and it had a bunch of game controllers, maybe some like 4 or 5 Xbox games, and it had this DSi. I don't know DSs, but man, this thing is like nasty.
Oof.
So I figured, okay, I don't know anything about them, but I'll try restoring one. And I luckily found the right charger from the guy at the flea market yesterday. Doesn't charge though, so I'm starting this little restoration project. I'm going to try to remember to film everything as I go and make a YouTube video out of it, as I've not done in like 2 years. But yeah, I got a battery on the way, hopefully get a case, maybe replace the screens if these aren't going to clean up very well. And that might be interesting for somebody to watch.
That's fun. Yeah, I will absolutely watch it. That sounds really cool. Yeah, I really wonder like how that works, especially with like being a touchscreen for part of it, like how, what the insides of that are like and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you could get that thing at least up and running. We'll see what the issues are. Like, that'd be fun. Well, keep us posted on the progress of that. I spent my week playing literally just Overwatch. It feels like it's 2008 all over again or whenever the heck this was. And I am fully 100% addicted again to Overwatch. Whatever they're doing this new, it's like a reboot basically. It's not Overwatch 2 anymore. Overwatch, we talked about it last week, but now we finally got the new characters, the new season, the new battle pass. It's all going, and let me tell you, the start of it, it kicks off with this amazing cinematic, really, really well done, gets the story set up, and then you get in, the whole UI has changed. It's different. It took me a little bit to kind of be like, I don't know if I like it better, if I like it worse. There's just so much going on where it's hard to not. I mean, it's a free to play with a lot of shit, a lot of microtransactions, a lot of different currencies. So it's like there's a lot going on. It definitely looks like a free to play UI where there's like 18 tabs. But then playing the real draw is some of these new characters are so much fun to play that, mostly I'm a Moira main. I'm always playing support, playing as her. But now I found new characters in each one, like DPS and tank, that I'm really enjoying from some of the new characters. And it's just a blast having like a huge shot of the player count has been consistent throughout the week, just the highest it's ever been. Makes it just really enjoyable, and the events that they have in there, the the stuff that they're giving out, the loot boxes, like it just feels great. It feels like old school Overwatch where they're not focused entirely about how much money they can make. I think they won a lot of old fans back by giving out as much as they have this week, and not demanding pay us for every little thing. So it's really cool. There's like 3 like free events going on right now. There's like the main one that's part of the season. There's a Hello Kitty one that's giving you like Hello Kitty little items for doing certain challenges, and then a year of the horse, which is like the Chinese New Year event. So each one of those has free cosmetic stuff that you could earn by playing the game. So it really does feel like it used to, when it was fun to just go out and play and not kind of be constantly bombarded with like, all right, if you want this cool stuff, you have to pay us lots of money. So yeah. But yeah, it's been great. I've been playing way too much. This is part of the reason I look the way I do today. It's just been like,
gotta get those Hello Kitty skins.
Yeah, dude, it's been, I'm almost done. I almost got all my Hello Kitty things, and they're not even skins; they're just nameplates. But it's like, yeah. I'm a collector. I like to, have all that stuff. So, but yeah, it's fun, man. It's good. I almost, like, my son was playing PlayStation. I have it on my PlayStation. My son was playing my PlayStation today. I almost went up and downloaded it on the Xbox, which we moved to a second room. And I'm like, no, I need to take a break, let my eyes rest a little bit. But yeah, it's been a blast.
Do you think would your like progress carry over between platforms, or are you trying to what do they call that, like smurfing?
Yeah, no smurfing, but yeah, it's all connected to your Blizzard account, so you could play it on PC, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch too. It's on there now, or Xbox. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never tried it on my Steam Deck. I don't know how that would work. Might be interesting, but yeah, I probably only need to have it in one place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been playing mostly that, and then the times that I haven't been playing that, I've been playing one of our new releases. So should we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here's our new releases from this past week. We got a lot of them. All right, first up, this is the game I've been playing, the game I was excited for. Mewgenics came out on PC on February 10th. This is the long-awaited follow-up from Edmund McMillan. He's the guy that did Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac. He's been working on this game for like 12 years, I think he said. Just kind of slowly just perfecting it. And what it is, it's a turn-based tactics game. It's got roguelike elements, but it's about cats. So overall, you're trying to breed these cats in order to get the most powerful one. So when you have 2 cats, and they're based on their genetics, their abilities, their whatever makes them who they are will pass down. Some of the things will pass down to their spawn. So you're trying to, through like eugenics, which is the scientific term for breeding, to try to either add good things or remove bad things. That's basically the premise of the game. So you go through and you're constantly getting new cats, and just throwing away the old cats. There's different ways to do that. So certain cat I mean, I'm a cat person myself, so some of that stuff is a little, you send it to like this crazy person who wants to, I don't know what he's doing with these cats, I'm not even asking. But there's some dark moments where like, okay, you send this cat down the sewer and who knows, but you're going to get a bigger house for it. So that's all you're really thinking about. So it's like stuff like that. And there's over 1,000 different abilities that can be given to these different cats, 900 items that you find along the way that you could equip, tons of different types of weird enemies. And it's got like that same Binding of Isaac kind of style where it's gross, and a little like dark, a little edgy. But overall, the game, I will say, is a very, very well made tactics game. I could see myself putting a lot of time in it to try to each run, you go through a run and then, you collect things, you go back, you got a house full of cats, figure out what you're doing with them, and then you go out on another run. And each run is about, I would say, half hour, depending on it. So, you go, you do your run, you come back, you got all these items, you got all these cats, figure out which cats you want to breed, hopefully. Because it doesn't happen. You can't choose them at night. Like at the end of the day, maybe the cats are going to breed, maybe not. So that adds to it as well. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. My one gripe with it is that there are a lot of like quality of life things that could be adjusted. Playing it with a controller, like on the Steam Deck, it's hard because you're using one of the joysticks as the mouse, so it's just a lot of moving it all over the place. So you click on move and then you pick your spot, and it doesn't feel that great. And then like when you get back to the house, I'm telling you, you got this picture, like it's like a side view of a house, and there's like 20 cats like just roaming around the small house, and you have to figure out which cats you want to get rid of, which cats you want to add to your thing. And like trying to like click on one of the individual cats in this giant mob of cats is a real pain. Going through your items is kind of a pain. So like stuff like that, the menu system, it could be better. It could be much better. So that's my only gripe. But other than that, I'm having a blast. It's doing great. I think it's at 89 on OpenCritic. So yeah. All right. Any questions? I'll take questions.
Okay. Question 1. Is the Steam Deck a touchscreen? Because I know like the Switch is, but I always forget that.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Does that help with like selecting?
So sometimes like the way that the Steam Deck does it either recognizes it as a controller or as a screen, and you could go back and forth, but then it's constantly changing it from like it'll sometimes if you do the touchscreen, it thinks that there's a mouse, so then it'll show you like keyboard commands, and then if you then move it with the joystick, then it goes back to showing you button commands and stuff like that. So it's weird. It's not like the best, but I should try to do a touchscreen once. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier, but yeah, it's it's a little thing.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be able to give you an easy option or set it up so it doesn't just switch over to keyboard and mouse controls every time. Make it a little bit easier on you. Other than that, no questions. You know how I feel about breeding in games and crossbreeding and eugenics.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So,
yeah,
and how I feel about cats. So this game is right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one more question: What is the price on Steam for it?
So it came out at $29.99. But right, I think it also came out with like a 10% off discount. So right now it's $27.
Okay.
Which I think is a good spot for it, because I mean like reviews are saying that it's the gameplay is well over 200 hours of gameplay in there. So you do the math on that. I think it works out.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a $30 game based on like the graphics, the aesthetic. But knowing that, like, if you've played Binding of Isaac before, you know that there is just a ton of content in there, and like that's how that one was. And I feel like this one is just going to be more of the same. It's fun. It's another one where I do like when I start thinking about like, and I haven't even really gotten to the point where I'm putting together good like synergies with my cats yet. Basically, after you win a run with your cats, they're retired. You can't use them again. That's why you got to hope that they breed and give some of those abilities that you used to new cats. So there's a lot to explore. I'm just figuring that out. Moving on. Next up, Mario Tennis Fever came out on Nintendo Switch 2 on February 12th. This one, classic Mario Tennis. You got slices, lobs, overhands probably.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, you also have fever shots. This is the new thing that they've added this time. Fever shots that you hit with your fever racket when your fever gauge gets to a certain level. They say fever a lot in this game. There are 30 different fever rackets that you can use. Each one has different abilities. There are 38 playable characters that you can choose from, and a bunch of different game modes. There's like an adventure mode where you like go against bosses and stuff like that. There's a tournament mode, regular tennis play, a trial towers, mix it up mode, online play, and then on top of that, you can take a Joy-Con and use it like a tennis racket, do the motion controls. Yeah. So it's a lot going on there. Tennis, baby.
Yeah, it's probably the coolest part. I kind of forget that with the Switch 2, you have that capability of like using the Joy-Cons in a special way. And this is that perfect game for it, I guess. It probably feels great too. Like if they have vibration in there while you go and hit the ball, or your fever meter is ready to explode. It's probably pretty good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I still remember playing like the Wii Tennis, and that was great. I was like a Wii Tennis pro. I was, you ever play those Wii Sports games?
Yeah,
of course you did. Who didn't? Yeah,
I didn't play Mario Tennis. I played that on Game Boy, and it was a little less exciting.
Yeah, I remember playing Mario Tennis on the GameCube back when I was like in college, so a long, long time ago. So yeah, they're fun games. This one's at a 76 on OpenCritic, which is fairly low for a first-party Nintendo game, but still, a great score, all things considered. All right, next up, Roadside Research came into early access on PC and Xbox on February 12th. This one you play as aliens. You can play 1 to 4 players at a time. Basically, you're running a gas station. It's like a gas station simulator. We talked about it a bunch. Where you're just an alien with a picture of a human over your face, and you're trying not to get caught by government officials because you'll get turned into goo. But yeah, you want to upgrade your gas station so you can upgrade your alien tech and all this stuff. But yeah, I played it a little bit. Me and my son checked it out, and it is very, very hard as a one-person game because there's so much stuff it asks you to do. And then as I'm reading reviews, it seems like that's the consensus. They're like, this game is fun with a bunch of people and very hard with one person, which I will absolutely agree with, because they're having you pump gas and run the shop and restock everything and then clean the floors, and everything is happening all at once, and it's just so hard to like do it all at one time. So I would love to try it with multiple people. One thing I will say, now it is in early access, but I will say this is got some next level simulator jank. There are a lot of times where people are doing things with invisible. There's like a water cooler in your thing, and then they'll come in. They'll like have they'll go to like they're drinking water, but they're not holding anything, and then they're just doing like this, and it's weird. Same thing. There's people smoking cigarettes outside, and they're just going like this. And my son was like, "What are they doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think they're supposed to be smoking cigarettes." So it's got a lot of that where it's like there's that that button in options where it's like I'm stuck, and then it like we've had to use that a few times already, where it kind of resets things for you. So yeah, but yeah, I would like to try it. Maybe you and I could try it sometime. Just try to run this gas station, but I could see it being enjoyable.
Yeah, looks like a lot of fun. And honestly, when we're talking about what do we call it, friend slop. If this is like a friend slop game, the Jink's just going to make it all the more funny.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because it was just watching like my son play it a little bit. He's like, "What is going on?" I was like, I don't know. It's just got to take it as it is, man. So yeah, that's just in early access. So I'm sure they'll be adding a lot more as they get bug reports and stuff like that. So we'll see. Next up, Reanimal came out February 13th on PS5, Xbox S X, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. This one has been, on a lot of people's wish list for a while. It's from the creators of Little Nightmares 1 and 2, and it's got the same kind of vibe, a little bit more mature, a little bit darker. This one you play as a brother and sister trying to like save some friends. You could play it solo. You could play it online or via couch co-op. And it's just got, the same beautiful kind of aesthetic as the Little Nightmares game had. But this one, just looks more crazy, more intense. It's got, the same like kind of puzzles that you have to do, stealth modes that you have to get through. But man, it looks very creepy and very cool. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it looks like it's a little more on the horror side of things, which is interesting. I mean, Little Nightmares had its moments of like they'll get you with jump scares and stuff like that, but it's not over the top creepy like this one is. But I'd look forward to playing this. And I wonder if it's got like a 2-player kind of mode since you got the brother and sister there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it would be. It's definitely not one that I could play with my 7-year-old son in couch co-op. We're always looking for the next couch co-op, but I think that this would make the perfect game for that because it is creepy. So you're not alone. You just do it with someone else. You can hold hands, just be there for each other. So you're not too creeped out. But yeah, it's at 81 on OpenCritic. A lot of good reviews. So yeah, that one will definitely go on my wish list as well. And then last up, High on Life 2 came out on February 13th on PS5 and Xbox X and S. This is the sequel to the Squanch games, High on Life. It's very, very much just more of the same. It's set like 5 years after the first one, but it's got the same exact vibe as the other one, just really mature, very explicit comedy. But this one's got some new weapons. You got a skateboard you could ride around on. But yeah, very over the top. I watched some clips of people like just I mean, it's intense. I was like, this is one. It's also on Game Pass, so I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll play this on Game Pass. I really enjoyed the first one, and then like I was like, well, I can't, definitely not with any children nearby, but yeah, sometime soon I'll check it out.
Yeah, I need to get back in there and try the first one out. I think I even have it from like Epic Games giving it away at one point, but just never taken the time to get in there. Now this is from Squanch Games. It has a lot to do with like Rick and Morty and Justin Roiland, and I'm wondering if they distanced themselves from him with this one. If they got maybe the new voice actor that does Rick and Morty to do some voices in this, because I have not heard of any kind of controversy around it.
No, I would assume that. I think he probably still is part of the game studio is my guess. Now I don't know, but I think I haven't heard anything, and I think he's removed himself from any. I don't think he's been doing any acting or anything since. But yeah, that's a good point. It'd be something to definitely look into. But yeah, I haven't heard anything, so I'm taking that as a good sign, you know.
Yeah.
That one is at a 77 currently on Open Critics. So again, above average, pretty good. All the games that came out this week, and there were a bunch of them, were all above 76 was the lowest one. So yeah, it's pretty great. No score for Roadside Research though, as it's just an early access. All right, anything else before we move on?
I believe that's it for our new releases.
All right, it's time for news of the week. All right, our top story this week. We had a PlayStation State of Play just the other day. It was like, I think it was like 45 minutes. I watched the whole thing. It was pretty exciting. Lots of new game announcements, lots of new trailers from games that we were expecting. I'm going to run through the game announcements first, because that's what everybody wants to hear. The big one, the one they ended on, was talking about Sony Santa Monica revealing what they've been working on, and one of those things is the God of War trilogy. So they're doing a remake of the original God of War series, and then they announced Sons of Sparta, God of War Sons of Sparta, which is a 2D side-scrolling thing, and they shadow dropped that right then at the announcement. So I haven't heard anything about that. It looks okay. It looks a little bare bones for me. But you play as it's like an early prequel. I think you play as like Kratos before he, goes to, I don't know what his origin story is, but I guess we find out here. But in it, he like has a spear, and it looks like there's some magic, but some cool enemies and that sort of thing. Yeah, no, I don't know anything to add on that one.
Not really. I mean, it looks good, but when you see so many of these modern side scrollers, it all kind of looks like just a skinned version for God of War of a game we've seen a lot. But
Absolutely,
it's one of those things that never goes out of style.
Yep, and one game that I think so having this announcement come right on the same show. So Castlevania Belmont's Curse. We're getting a new Castlevania game. Again, a side scroller, a 2D game that looks fabulous. Now this Castlevania, this is how you do it in a world of side scrolling 2D games.
Yeah.
So it was tough. This one looks a lot more fleshed out than the God of War game. So this one's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. I've never been a huge Castlevania guy previously, but ever since recently when I got into the Metroidvanias, I'm looking for another one to get into. So that one should be a lot of fun. You a Castlevania guy? You ever play any of them?
Not since way back, I guess NES.
Yeah, OG ones. Started. Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. All right, then we got an announcement, sequel to the Kena Bridge of Spirits, Kena Scars of Cosmora. This one looks to be more of the same. I never played Bridge of Spirits, so I have nothing to add. One of the big ones, though, for me, the one I was very excited about, and I did kind of give a little bit of a ooh, like when I was watching it. Ooh, it's very similar to that. John Wick, dude. There's a new John Wick game that was announced from Saber Interactive, and it looks really, really cool. It definitely just looks. Well, here, let me read this little quote from Saber. They said it's a new untitled John Wick game will feature an original script set in the John Wick timeline, expanding on the franchise's intricate lore with familiar characters fans already know, as well as completely new ones. Saber's design will be faithful to the unique style and signature elements of the series, including a distinct gun fu combat system, jaw-dropping camera work, immersive driving experiences, and a variety of memorable environments, all crafted to make players feel like they are in a John Wick movie, playing the role of John Wick himself. And that's exactly what they showed, like that gun fu. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work when I'm playing it.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited.
That's my thoughts on it too. It's like, this looks fantastic. It's got to be a good time, but how do you play? How do you do that? How do you make decisions? Like, because it's all like the gun fu stuff is like, knock a guy in the head and eject your magazine out of your gun at the same time, and then
Right.
insert it in the air and shoot the guy behind you. There's no way you're going to be able to like make micro decisions like that. So if it has good combat though, something like, I mean, out of the Arkham Asylum, all those games, that would be fantastic. I mean, that's not undoable. It's just, I don't know if we're going to have the level of control over what happens with this combat that maybe it's kind of looking like in the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I can't wait to see more. They didn't give us a release date or timeline or anything for that one, but I was very excited. And then they announced Metal Gear Solid, like a collection, Volume 2 of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. That's going to have Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, Peace Walker, and then Ghost Babel. That comes out August 27th. There was a Neva, I still haven't figured out how to say this game, a prologue to that game where it's about the little girl with her wolf beast thing. That was announced to come out February 19th. Rayman 30th anniversary game, whatever. And then the other highlight for me, Project Windless, where you run around as a giant chicken, like a really jacked chicken, and you fight like hundreds of people. I don't know about this, but I love it.
Yeah.
It exists.
That's a bit of a shock in that trailer, because you're like, your bad person's talking about like, this world was never yours. We're the ones born out of chaos or something. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, so it's going to be humanity versus the monster people. Nope. Yeah. She's talking to the giant chicken man, Kung Fu Fighter.
Yeah, but the gameplay, like it looked good. It looked really exciting. I don't know if there's like special chicken powers that you'll have. It said it was based on a book. So I don't know if I should read the book first.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's we're gonna keep an eye out for Project Windless, because that one has me excited. And then the last major game announcement they did was a new Legacy of Kain game, many years after the last one. So that was one. I don't know if I tried them. I think those are another stealth-based game, I believe. So I don't think I was ever really into the Legacy of Kain series. But yeah, and then we got trailers for Ghost of Yotei Legends DLC, Resident Evil Requiem, got a new look at that one, deep dive into Saros, Marathon, talk about a server slam coming February 26th. If you want to give Marathon a try out, that should be a good chance to do so. Amazing new trailer for Control Resonant. Like that one, dude, I was hyped on that game before, and then they showed this trailer of him like being able to kind of like shift the world around him and be able to like land on roofs, and then it's upside down, and that, I don't know, it was a lot, but I'm very excited. 007 First Light got a new trailer. We got a release date for Beast of Reincarnation. That's going to be August 4th. What else? Another look at Star Wars Galactic Racer, some more of the the racers and the characters in that one. And that's a For Loop got another look, Pragmata got another look. So a lot of really great trailers. Overall, I thought it was a amazing showcase. But yeah, what was your favorite things from that besides John Wick?
It's keeping the hype alive for me for Star Wars Galactic Racer. I mean, not a whole lot came out of that trailer that's new, but you do get to see a couple more angles of how this is going to work out. And the good news, okay, it confirmed that Ben Quadinaros, something like that, survived the events of Phantom Menace. So if anybody was worried about Ben, he is going to be alive and in the game. Yeah, so there's that. Pragmata. So that is the one armored up dude, little girl in a blue dress. This kind of gave me vibes from the first time we saw it of like that BioShock Big Daddy and little girl thing going on, and then a little bit Last of Us. We've seen that kind of matchup in a few different games, so I didn't know if this is going to be like distinctive and set itself out from those, or if it's just kind of playing off of that. But this was like a walkthrough of how the world works and sort of the gameplay, how that's going to work, and it won me over a little bit. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, and this one was the trailer where they were like walking through like a New York City or something, right?
Yeah,
it was like that,
looking like it's made out of memories or something, like just a fake version of it.
Yeah. So that demo for that is out now on PS5, and I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna try it, and just I'll report back on the next show, because yeah, I'm interested, but I don't know. So I think if they're offering a demo, I think this is a good time to give it a shot.
Yeah,
but yeah, overall, man, like a lot of great games coming.
Yeah. I was going to just briefly mention on that Ghost of Yotei, the new DLC. So they are kind of doing like what Elden Ring did, where they came out with the new game that was like 4-player co-op against the big bosses. Right. But they're doing it as a DLC. So that looks interesting. I've not played the base game, though. And then what did we talk about? Did we bring up Darwin's Paradox?
Oh, no, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, a new trailer for Darwin's Paradox, which really sold me on it. That was a great trailer.
Yeah. It's not what I thought the game was going to be.
Yeah, it was funny because it got they announced they were showing like, oh, one more thing about Metal Gear Solid, and I was like, what's it gonna be? And then they show that stupid octopus reaching out of the box, and I'm like, oh, they burned me. But yeah, it was funny like watching it. I didn't have any expectations for it up until this trailer, and then they showed this trailer and all the different kind of the whole vibe of it looks cool, and the art style looks great. And I actually went and I put it on my fantasy team because I do think this has the ability to do really well based on what I'm seeing. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I was sold on that one as well. Yeah. No like super major, things that we got to see, but a lot of really, really good stuff. And we did find out what Sony Santa Monica is working on. And I did hear after that, I read something that's not the only game that they have in the works. There's another one that was not, nothing was announced there. So yeah, pretty cool. A lot of good stuff coming out real soon, but hopefully we get more on my highlights. John Wick, the Giant Chicken game, Project Windless. Yeah, I'm really excited. All right, and then also one other thing that they did announce at the on the State of Play is the PlayStation Plus games for February coming to the PlayStation Plus catalog, and it's a pretty decent month. So this month, you'll be able to download. If you're a subscriber to the Extra and Premium catalog, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, Neva Season, A Letter to the Future, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, Monster Hunter Stories, Venba, and let's see, Echoes of the End Enhanced Edition, and Rugby 25. And then also, if you have the premium subscription, you could also download Disney Pixar WALL-E. WALL-E. Remember that little robot? What a cutie. So yeah, thoughts on this month's selection?
Nothing there really stands out for me, but I think at the same time there's a little bit for everybody there. You got the cars, you got the Indian food cooking game, you've got the thing that's kind of like Inside or one of those. Now, Monster Hunter Stories.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Well, if you're into that kind of thing. Monster Hunter Stories,
it's a good game for everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering, because I played like Dauntless, which I believe is a clone of Monster Hunter. Is the Stories 1 and 2 that are included here, is this like a Telltale Games? That's the vibe I get when they say Stories.
No, it looks like it's a turn-based role-playing game.
Oh, so it is very different from the normal.
Yeah, it expands upon the Monster Hunter world. No longer are you hunting monsters, but raising them. In this deep story featuring heroes known as monster riders, you live alongside monsters and form lifelong bonds with them. So you're not killing the monsters. You're breeding. Uh-oh. This could be for you.
Yeah, this could be cool. I'd have to look into this.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's two of them. If you like the first one, bam, you just jump right into the second one. So yeah, for me, I think it's a great month. Um, the I'm very excited to finally try out that Neva. Um, get some tears flowing through these old eyes. All right, and then the last part of our news, and we've been lucky. We haven't really had to talk too much about it so far this year, but layoffs are back, and this time they have hit. Um, well, the first one, Highguard, the studio that did Highguard, it's been a rough go for them the last couple weeks. They had their highs being the one more thing at the Game Awards, and then their game came out and did not do nearly as well as they had hoped, and now unfortunately are laying off a good chunk of their staff. Their statement was, "Today we made an incredibly difficult decision to part ways with a number of our team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. We're proud of the team talent and the product we've created together. We're also grateful for players who gave the game a shot and those who continue to be part of our community." So, like I said, it doesn't seem like they're going to have the core group to continue to support the game, at least for the time being. But yeah, not really surprised by that one. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, this is the part of the gaming culture that I really don't like, because you can draw a direct line from this being the one more thing at the Game Awards, and then all of the reviews that are just pissed off because it wasn't the one thing that they wanted to see at the end of the Game Awards, having nothing to do with this game, if it's good or bad, if you tried it or not. It's just, it's ridiculous, and it's kind of pathetic on the part of the people who just cost a lot of people their jobs because they had to act like that about it. Now, I'm not saying that this wouldn't have happened regardless if this didn't catch on, but it certainly didn't help.
That's great that you said that. You brought that up, because I do want to bring up some quotes from. There was one of the people that got laid off, one of the developers there. His name's Josh Sobel. He went on Twitter and he put this big long thing talking about what had happened. And I just want to read a couple excerpts from that. Part of it says, "We were turned into a joke from minute one, largely due to false assumptions about a $1 million ad placement, which even prominent journalists soon began to state as fact. Within minutes, it was decided this game was dead on arrival, and creators now had free rage bait content for a month. Every one of our videos on social media got downvoted to hell. Comment sections were flooded with copy-paste meme phrases such as Concord 2 and Titanfall 3 died for this. At launch, we received over 14,000 review bombs from users with less than an hour of playtime. Many didn't even finish the required tutorial. In discussions online about Highguard and such, it is often pointed out by gamers that devs like to blame gamers for their failures, and that's silly, as if gamers have no power, but they do, a lot of it. I'm not saying our failure is purely the fault of gamer culture and that the game would have thrived without the negative discourse, but it absolutely played a role. All products are at the whims of the consumers, and the consumers put absurd amounts of effort into slandering Highguard, and it worked." So basically, what you said.
I think I plagiarized that, unfortunately.
Right?
Unwittingly.
Yeah. So yeah, it is interesting that, ultimately at the end of the day, you need to put out content that is going to move people. It's that people want to play, that they enjoy playing. This game did get, now I don't know if it was based on the negativity, but there was enough publicity around it that it got over 100,000 concurrent users day one of this game. No, like he said, I don't know how many of those didn't finish the tutorial, how many of those reviewed it after not putting much time into it. But yeah, it definitely seems to me like it was not given a fair chance, especially looking at influencers on TikTok and stuff, just kind of like laughing about it. Like, I'm not playing that, like never really giving it a shot. Now I did give it a shot. It wasn't for me. And I don't think it's a great game, honestly, quite honestly. But all that being said, it did have a very, very uphill battle right from the start, and it was
Right.
unfortunate that the way it shook out, and it is a big part of the toxicity that's in the gaming community, and it's disappointing. But now, had it been like a really good game and had to struggle through that, I mean, a good example of that would be Overwatch. Like, I mean, just when Overwatch came to, that game on Steam was down to like, I don't know, it was like single digits positive reviews. It was bad, and now it's winning back that community. Now, granted, this is a part of Blizzard, who has that money that they could stick with it and continue to just throw money at it and just kind of hope that it changes the tide. But yeah, a small studio creating Highguard, they don't have the ability to just kind of ride it out and hope that a core group of people are enough to turn things around. But yeah, um, we'll see. We'll see how what the next game is, because there's always one. There's always the next game that's going to either do well. Well, let's talk about Arc Raiders. So Arc Raiders, that got a lot of shit at the beginning too, and that is probably one of the biggest games to come out in the last 5 years as far as the online gameplay. But that's a paid game, right? That's a
it's
not
sure
a free
it's
to
like
play.
40, something like
Yeah.
that.
So again, that's different, but yeah, a lot of people when they saw like I have to pay for this free to play game or whatever, and then but it's huge now. So yeah.
I don't know. That's what my thoughts were on Highguard. You're already releasing on shaky ground, because I think one thing that people are tired of is seeing every company try to put their hands in the pot and do the same thing that the other successful game did, and not really iterate enough on that or make it interesting or make it unique and release it feeling as if they deserve an audience and deserve a player base. You're already on shaky ground when you're making a game like this. And same was said for Arc Raiders. But like you say, that one was successful. It was different enough. It wasn't just a clone of, the Division or whatever extraction shooter. It was it was fun to play. And so it broke through.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and ultimately that's all it is. It's like it's just got to be fun. It's got to have people want to play it. And Highguard definitely, I did not have fun when I gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I did not give it much of a shot. I at least made it through the tutorial.
Right. And that was early. We're still very close to when it released. And you said that they were already making changes. Like people were saying, hey, we need more people in a match.
Right.
And they already made that change to make the game better. So hopefully if they can find the secret formula, we'll be back here in a year talking about, how great it is and the new DLC coming forth.
That would be awesome. All right. And then the other studio that did get affected by some layoffs, Riot Games had to lay off nearly half of the people working on 2XKO, about 80 people. They said, as we expanded from PC to console, we saw consistent trends in how players were engaging with 2XKO. The game has resonated with a passionate core audience, but overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. With a smaller focus team, we're going to dig in and make key improvements to the game, including some of the things we've already heard you asking for. We'll share some of our plans soon. This is definitely a game where I could see it continuing to build momentum. It's right now it's got a very, very small cast of characters that you could choose from, and for a fighting game, I think that's tough. And then also they're going to be putting it out and having a competitive aspect of this game real soon, and that could take off too. We'll see how that does. Usually, if a fighting game's good enough, where it creates a good competitive culture, then you do see a higher player count there. So I was drawn to it just based on, like, I've never played League of Legends, but I'm a big fan of the Arcane series, so that drew me to it. And I did try it, and I enjoy it, but I didn't find myself wanting to go back to it too much. So I am part of the problem, I guess. It's just too much.
I don't
too
know.
many games out there, dude.
Well, this is just the industry has kind of shot itself in the foot by switching to this model, and it's very unfortunate for the people the common thread in these two last stories about these layoffs is that we need a core group of people who will try to ride this thing out. Everybody else, it's not working out for us. Sorry. Because we're releasing games and we're seeing how they're doing, and every game has to last forever. It's never just like, hey, we released a game as a finished product. You bought it and it's going to be around. So like these games, what it brings to mind to me is multiverses. How the hell did that fail? Why does it not exist? Why can you no longer like download that in the original form and play that game if you and your friends want to get together and be Shaggy and the Iron Giant and fight each other? I mean, why is that? Why is it not the same thing as like taking your physical cartridge of Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 64, shoving it in the console and playing it? And now we're just throwing shit out there into the world to see if it's going to be successful. And when it's not, because there's too much stuff and not everybody buys the game the week of launch, then people lose their jobs over it.
Yeah, no, it's true. That is a problem with these always online live service games, that there just needs to be this team working around the clock to keep it, to keep it going. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, put out a game that's in a finished state that, like, sure, maybe there's stuff, you could still have a core group of people that are going to, keep putting out content for it, but like it's not layoffs when it's just like, but that's part of the the video game culture too. You finish a game and unfortunately a lot of times you're expendable, you get cut, you got to go find another job building a new game, and it's sad, which is why we're seeing so many unions popping up in the video game world, because hopefully that idea that, okay, thanks, you did this great work for me, we don't need you anymore, is no longer a thing. But
and I just don't know if it's always been that way, or I have to think back in the day when we're talking about PlayStation 2 and you just finished Tony Hawk's Underground, then maybe Neversoft or whoever, THP, whoever was publishing that game at the time, they then push you over to their other project and you continue working for the same company, and it's not based on the success or failure of one particular title that you were working on, and you're laid off because that one wasn't the greatest seller of all time.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But yeah, I don't know what it would take to change that, if this is just a continuing trend. It is unfortunate, and it's not a world I would like to have to rely on for a paycheck. Absolutely, it seems tough. But yeah, so go play some Highguard, go play some 2XKO, support those developers, and hopefully the ones that were laid off do get land on their feet and get out there, put out another game for us to play. On that, I got nothing else. You got anything else?
Nah, it's depressing enough already.
It really is, and I'm so like, I feel myself like I tried to put my energy up when we started, and I feel it slowly just draining. I'm just like, oh, that hangover is definitely catching up to me, and I need a nap. So, all right, well, that is it for us here. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. Make sure to go to YouTube, channel's Pop Culture Playground. That's where you'll find this show. You get the video version. You can see all the trailers that we did talk about, all the new releases, trailers right there, so you can know whether or not you want to pick them up. But if you've already seen all the trailers and you just want the audio version, anywhere podcasts are found, just type in GNW. And there you'll see us. You'll hit subscribe, and bam, you'll have the show ready to go, bright and early for your commute, or at the gym. Maybe we'll start occasionally just yelling some sort of like encouraging words for people that might be at the gym. You got this. 10 more. There you go. Nailed it. All right. On that, thank you so much. We will see you next week with more video game news.